NYYST. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Homie, New York, Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine, grab your shades and umbrellas. NYYST, you're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 279 of the NYYST podcast. I'm your host, Christian. As always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And SGR.
What
The fellas are back. All three of us back in the saddle, riding together for a little post-sweep episode of the NYYST podcast. Chris is back from woke Disney World.
Woke.
SGR was too busy going yank all week, but we're back. We're back now. How you guys doing? The fellas are back.
Damn, I thought I had my Fauci mask somewhere.
Did you leave it in Disney?
I was told in Disney I have to wear a mask when I podcast. It's essential.
So first off, thank you to Pete of the Designated Spitters, the godfather of NyynewsTV, for sitting for sitting in with me last week. Best episode ever that I did with Pete, and not you two jabronis, but you know, we're back. The people wanted SGR back, not so much Chris. Gotta say, got some.
Yeah, you know, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I might just back out. I feel like there's just too many haters.
Yeah, I think so.
At this point, and I'm going hat. I've had a goal to not wear a hat for at least one episode, so you can actually see how big my forehead is now.
All right, he's got a 5 head. Okay,
and I'm drinking. So does my daughter. Got my 5 head too. Unfortunately,
I got a 5er under here.
Oh my God, you could show.
Do you have a big 5 head? Do you have a big forehead? Mm-hmm. You do?
Yeah, I'm not going to show it.
Damn.
So while you guys were off last week, I ran into your dad. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Did you run into my mom?
Your mom. Everybody runs into your mom.
Wow.
Dr. Bill Fauci yourself.
Not Ryan's mom,
right,
just Chris's
better.
mom.
Wow.
So what?
So you ran into my dad. It's funny because I haven't seen my dad in like a month. So where'd you run into him? At a supermarket, I bet.
Yes.
Yes, because you fucking love supermarkets. You work at them and you just live at them.
Yeah. Yes. I work at supermarkets. Okay. So anybody that doesn't want me to work at a supermarket anymore can please join our Patreon. Okay.
Wow. Good segue. Yeah. Good segue. Patreon.com/NYYST. And I got to say, everyone, thank you for the ratings and reviews on iTunes. If you haven't already, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. And people are saying definitely not used to Chris without the hat, and I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I think maybe you're looking a little cute out there.
I'm looking cute.
All right, Pete, I know you can hear me. Get these guys out of here. Come back on the show, please. Okay.
I'll tell you why I'm having a drink when we get to the reason why I'm having a drink.
Okay.
Okay.
Baby number 4. Okay.
No, we joked about that the other day.
A woke Disney baby.
No. No, you don't have babies in Disney.
No,
they steal them from you.
All right. Anyway, on to the matters at hand. We're all back. Yankees swept the Guardians over the weekend. A little bit of a good feeling around the ball club right now, although you're not completely sold on things. There's still a lot that we don't like about this team, although they played really well over the weekend. Got to give them credit there. The Orioles are coming to town on Tuesday. The Yankees owe them a massive beating, to say the least, after the way things were handled in Baltimore last week. But the big story, not even so much the sweep, the big story coming out of the weekend in the Bronx was the incident on Saturday. Okay. Now, the incident was created. Now, there's a lot of blame to go around for the incident. And facetiously, we're going to give blame to Aaron Boone for the incident. Okay.
Okay.
Because, you want to know why we're going to give blame to Aaron Boone? Okay.
Yeah.
Because the incident occurred in the bottom of the ninth inning, right? We all know what we're talking about. Myles Quan runs into the wall on IKF's big double, ties the game. Myles Straw climbs the wall. Then Glaber walks off. The beer thrown on the field, right?
Right.
The Yankees were leading this game in the eighth inning, and then Aaron Boone decides, in his infinite wisdom, when he has Miguel Castro, he has Wandy Peralta, he has Jonathan Weizica, all available to him, and presumably also Aroldis Chapman, although we did not see him warm up in this game. He decides his best option to get through the eighth inning is Chad Green. And
what's the score at this point?
the Yankees won 5-4, so the Yankees were up 4-3 at this point.
Right. Okay.
So he puts in Chad Green.
No, they were up
No, they were
3-2.
winning 3-2 at that point.
3-2.
That was 4-3 after the home.
What was the final score of the game?
5-4 Yankees.
The Yankees were up 3-2.
And you know that wasn't the game where the incident happened.
It was the same game.
Yes,
No.
that was the Saturday.
Oh,
game.
right,
That
right,
was
right.
the
You're right.
Saturday
You're right.
game.
You're right.
Uh-huh.
When you're right, you're right. And
Oh,
you're
so the
right.
Yankees were up 3-2, 4-3. Then they won 5-4. Okay, we got it. So Aaron Boone decides that his best option, not even if you don't even want to count Aroldis Chapman because we didn't see him warm up. If you just want to count the guys we saw warm up in the eighth inning or later, Peralta, Castro, Loizica, he goes to Chad Green. He goes to Chad Green in the eighth inning of a one-run game. I tweet, this guy needs to have his head examined. And what happens? Gives up a home run to a guy that I don't even think has a home run ever in his entire life, in Austin Hedges. Boom, the Yankees are down. Why? Before we get into what we really want to get into, because we're joking here. Obviously, Aaron Boone's not the cause of this, but if he doesn't pitch Chad Green in the eighth inning, maybe the bottom of the ninth doesn't happen. But why are we going to Chad Green to protect a one-run lead? Have we not seen enough of Chad Green?
I think that what Boone's biggest strength used to be, and that was never giving up on his guys, has become his weakness because, especially in the bullpen, they've gotten stronger since 2018. Would you agree?
I think they have an excellent bullpen right now.
I mean, they've always had a good bullpen, but since 2018, wouldn't you say, he used to rely on guys like AJ Cole to come in and eat up innings and shit like that. The Yankees are at a point now where even in games where they're trailing by a run or two, they still have elite guys they can go to.
Right.
They don't come in and not have to expend, and not have for the next couple days because they have other guys. Right.
Because
so
what
his
was that
biggest strength, in my opinion, was, are you guys still there? I feel like I'm frozen.
I'm here. No, because
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I was trying to make a point that in 2018, what is everybody's criticism of Boone? Down a run or two. Oh, he's punting the game. Now, if the Yankees
That was
are down
a big
run or two,
criticism of mine.
now, if the Yankees are down a run or two, you don't feel that way because the Yankees have enough of guys in that bullpen where you feel like they're all on a certain level.
Right. And so while this was a strength in 2018, you could even say 2019, where we needed Chad Green. I mean, we couldn't survive unless Chad Green was going to figure his shit out and be successful. You didn't want Boone to give up on him. You didn't want Boone to say, no, he's not my guy anymore, because we really didn't have a lot of guys to take his place. We forget that Loizica has only become a reliable resource for us out there over the last year or so. So now we're to a point now where we don't fucking need Chad Green to be, the guy who comes in one-run games anymore. If he can't get the job done, there's plenty of guys out there who have already proven that they can. So when you have all those guys available and you're still going to this guy just to do what? To prove that you still have confidence in him? I don't care anymore. I don't care that you have confidence in him anymore because realistically, we don't really need him for big spots right now. And I don't, and we don't in the foreseeable future unless something goes catastrophically wrong.
No, he's a mop-up guy from now on. Okay,
Honestly, until he proves otherwise, why would you bring him in a one?
You know when I want to see Chad Green in the ninth inning of yesterday's game, like Ron Macchio, he bit the bullet. Fine, put Chad Green in that game.
But look, Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio. That's the perfect time for guys right now, like Chad Green. If Chapman is pitching like shit, I know he came back and had a strong appearance, but when guys like Chapman are wild and everything, guess what? Bring him in a mop-up role and let him figure his shit out, because if he doesn't, or if he can't, we still got guys like Loizaga back there that can come in and close games in the meantime. So the fact that he's going to these guys, again, his biggest strength when he didn't have as many resources out there has become by far, in my opinion, his biggest weakness.
Okay, your biggest weakness. All right, so we're not gonna get into the series. We don't really deep dive things here, but we have to shout out 100%. Michael King deserves a shout out for his dominating performance on Friday's game. 3 innings in relief of Jamison Tyone, 8 strikeouts. The guy was unhittable in Friday's appearance, and we say this all the time, smarter Yankees. Right now, I know it's 16 games, so what does it really matter? Or what does it really mean? Michael King is 4th in pitchers WAR so far this season. Again, what do you take from that? Not a lot after 16 games, but what I take from it is leave the guy alone. You have a legitimate weapon that you can deploy at any time, 2 to 3 times a week based on how much he's going to pitch. And with his fastball, the movement, and now he's got the, what do they call it? The whirly bird or whatever the hell they call it, the slider that he's throwing. This guy is filthy, and he should never be thought of as a starting pitcher again. I know it sucks for him because starters make the money, but you know what? He can still have a very good and lucrative career as this guy. And I've been saying this for the longest time. The Yankees need to fill that Ramiro Mendoza role, and this guy is the perfect guy to do it.
10 2/3 innings pitched this year, just 1 earned run allowed so far. Damn. Nasty.
Wow.
And we asked for Aaron Judge when Pete Satin did the show last week. We asked for Aaron Judge to go out there and wreck a pitching staff in Detroit. Didn't happen. Didn't really happen in the Cleveland series, but he went out there and he won a game for the Yankees on Friday night by hitting 2 home runs. So that was nice to see. There's a little, you saw some things you liked over the course of this series. I'm not going to proclaim the Yankees as a World Series team. I know they're 10-6. They're tied for first place right now, it's nice. It's better than not.
It's better than the alternative, right? That's what I always say.
I'm not sold that we can just say everything that we said was wrong about them is now fixed, but it's better than the alternative, right? So we'll go to Saturday's game. This is what everybody wants us to talk about. We're going to get to Gerrit Cole's performance on Sunday. I believe we also have some more exclusive audio, which I'll talk about after we get through this part of the show. Now, you got IK a big double, and you got to tip your cap to the guy. You really do. I was actually listening to last week's episode today, and Pete and I were really hard. If Joey Gallo was the punching bag, then friggin' what's his face? IKF was the speed bag. Okay, we were just pounding this guy. Ever since that first week of the season, he's really taken a step back, settled down, and he's played really well. You got to give credit to the guy. He's come up with some big hits. He's been aggressive on the base paths. He doesn't look like a complete mess at shortstop, so he's doing his job, and you just got to tip your cap to him. That doesn't mean that I got to see tweets of like, his WAR is higher than Correa, Story, Seager, Simeon combined. Again, it's 16 games. You really think that's going to be the case in August? No, but you give credit to the guy for playing well, right? So he comes up, 9th inning. Yankees are down a run. Big double off the wall.
Just a great piece of hitting.
Great piece. Great at bat. Quan crashes into the wall, right? And all of a sudden,
Quan crashes or crashes?
You hit the Quan.
I didn't say that.
I think you said Quan quashes.
No, I did not. I think you wanted to hear that because you think that it's free speech now on because Elon bought
No,
Twitter.
I just think
So you
it was one of those tongue twisters. That's
I
all
think
it
that
is.
you think you can be racism now.
Oh,
okay?
do you think that's racist to say quashes? I
You-
think
you-
I think it's illiterate. I don't think it's racist.
No, you're illiterate. Okay. Anyway.
Oh,
Okay. So you see a crowd. What the hell's going on now? I did not initially see Straw climb the wall because I was watching the game, and in the ninth inning, because, when else would you want to annoy daddy in the ninth inning of the game? My daughter wanted me to hold her. So I'm holding her. And because she's not used to daddy being happy about the Yankees, she didn't know how to react when I screamed in joy that IKF hit that double. Because you got to remember, her first season, 2020 COVID bullshit, right?
Right.
Last year, we all know what a depressing slog last season was. So she's not used to that. So I had to console my little baby, saying, "Okay, daddy's happy. Let's go Yankees."
call me a quashed on the wall.
I can't wait to see you this weekend. I'm going to really stab you. I'm going to stab you. Okay?
Wow.
Straight up stabbing. Okay.
Calling the police.
Okay. So anyway, I didn't see Myles Straw climb the wall. All I saw at the end of the game after Glaber, and credit to him, guy's been benched a lot lately, comes off the bench, big hit, RBI, walk-off. I only see the fans throwing the garbage onto the field. And your initial reaction is, that's unacceptable. What are you guys doing? It's unacceptable. It's garbage behavior. You don't throw shit on the field. And then, you see the video of Myles Straw climbing the wall. And why nobody until today, when the video came out of the interaction between Straw and the fan, why nobody, and credit, we here, Pete especially on this channel, we're like, no, you got to place blame at Straw's feet. Because if you think about it, how bad could this situation have gotten when Myles Straw climbs the wall and these guys in the front row don't want to be, hiding behind, oh, I'm going to take a picture of this, and grab him and pull him into the stands? How bad this situation could have been. You're not excusing the fans at the end of the game for throwing shit on the field, because there's never a reason to do that. Never.
No.
But how bad things could have been that when Myles Straw climbed that wall. And
Right.
We're lucky we didn't get a repeat or worse of what happened in Detroit all those years ago with Ron Artest.
Mouse in the Palace. Part 2.
In my opinion, the people to blame are nobody but the Yes Network and the broadcasters, because they did a terrible job. It was almost as if they didn't want you to see him climb the wall. They showed it once, and then after everything, after the fans throw shit on the field, which is inexcusable.
Yeah, that's gross.
They don't even go back to say, well, Myles Straw was out of hand. Myles Straw instigated this whole fucking incident, right? I mean, in what world do we live in where now we just attack the fucking idiot fans who are sitting behind him, who decided drunkenly probably to throw shit on the field? I just don't get it.
It's I think it's just the whole situation. There's a lot of people in the wrong.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. We all work in some type of field or industry. If someone that you're working for, like a customer or a student or whatever, starts screaming at you, do you fucking go up to their face and start screaming shit back? Do you do that, or do you, or is your responsibility to be a professional?
Well, it depends on if you want to keep your job or not.
Right, but guess what? There's no consequence for Myles Straw here. And Brad, listen, dude. Okay, I'm not wearing a hat tonight. It'll be the only time I had to get it out of the way, just once. Okay, and for Jason too. Sorry, bro, that we don't have time right now to respond to you. If you don't like the show, then you can.
What happened?
Doctor, go vouch yourself.
Honestly. Because I'll respond to people that I respect. Okay? And right now, I don't respect your bullshit back at me. So if you don't like the show, then watch other shows on the network. Yeah. Please see yourself out.
What's this guy's problem?
He's got a fucking problem because we're not responding to him. We're not getting to Miguel Andujar, which, by the way, did the Yankees even announce officially? I know there were reports officially the last I checked.
Sorry, I'm seeing the comments now.
Okay.
This dude is triggered because we haven't gone to Miguel Andujar.
Hey, look, no
Relax.
disrespect,
Yeah,
dude. No disrespect at all. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for watching, man.
Thanks for
we all
watching, and
appreciate it.
watch
It's
other
great.
shows. But do me
Hit
a
that-
favor. If you don't like the
smash that
show,
like.
there's a simple button. It's like a little X in the right-hand corner. It's been around for a while. You can click it now and get the fuck out. Thanks.
You actually have a drop. You could have just played that.
I did. I played it already.
Doctor, go vouch yourself.
And then I gave one, and then I'll give one of these.
Get the fuck out!
And that's it.
All right, so back on track here. What were you saying? Okay.
The Myles straw.
It was almost like
Last straw.
The whole thing was just let's attack the fans.
Right.
Was
And
it one fan though? Was it like
No,
a fan
it was one
versus-
guy, and I think if you go back to it, you can actually pause it and see the guy who actually threw the first cup. But then it was just like a bunch, and it was out of fucking hand. It's inexcusable.
But here's what the issue. Here's what I don't understand. The fans that threw the shit were in right field. Straw got into a fight with a fan in left field.
Right. But at that point, when you're a fan in the stands, right? And you see a guy, some asshole, some out of control idiot who's supposed to be a professional, climb the wall like he's fucking Spider-Man, right? To do what? What was the intention? What's the intent? To look strong?
He challenged.
You look like fucking what's his face? Who's the idiot who played Spider-Man for a while that shouldn't have been a superhero?
Tobey
Maguire. Okay, you had no business being a superhero. Love the guy. But he should be in like rom-coms. He shouldn't be Spider-Man. He looked like fucking Tobey Maguire climbing up on a wall to do what? What's your intention?
He wants to fight.
You want to fight, right?
Maybe
Why are you?
He wanted to. He challenged the fan to a fight. How he does not face disciplinary action based off of that is absurd. He needs to be suspended. I'm sorry, and that doesn't. Again,
you know what, dude? I won't even go that far. I won't even go as far as to say he needs to be suspended. All I care about is that if we're going to attack the fans, which is justifiable, beyond justifiable, then we also should tell the full story. We should tell the full story about a professional who fucking climbed the wall and instigated the whole incident.
Here's what my issue is. It's not that you cannot see I don't know what it's been like today, but up until today, whenever you commented on Myles Straw, it was always like, well, that means you condone beer throwing. No, it's not. Why do people have to live such in black and white? Why are there no areas of gray? Just because the fans, just because you don't initially say the fans are bad doesn't mean that you're okay with what they did. It's never okay to throw shit on the field. It was an embarrassment that Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton had to stop celebrating a huge win to tell people to stop throwing shit on the field.
Yes.
Okay. In the same breath, Myles Straw is not a victim in what happened on Saturday. That is not the case. He's not a victim. He can come out here and say, oh, he's my friend. I was sticking up for him. No, because you know what it is? It's 2022. And there's security and there's cameras. And they know if somebody said something that bad where you have to climb a wall to fight them, all you have to do is get a cop, get a security officer and tell him, get him out. This is what he said. And I will guarantee you they will remove that person. Because what are you really going to do, Mike? Are you really going to go up there and swing at somebody? No. It was a fake tough guy act, which pisses me. I hate when people have fake tough guy act. That's all that was. That's all that was. And number two, you have to know in that situation that these people, if they're saying this dumb shit, they might be loose. They might actually do something more extreme than saying whatever it is that they said. You get grabbed, pulled into the stadium. You got 100 people stopping your fucking head in. And then what's going to happen? Mercado and everybody else there is going to climb in there. You got a full-scale fucking riot going on.
Yeah.
That was caused off of what? And I'm going to tell you what it was. And again, we don't know what was said before this, but in that video that was released today, this is the transcript, okay? This is the fans. Again, you milked it. You're going to get it, Mercado. Tito, we love you. Tell Francona to fuck off. Stay down, Quan.
I love Francona.
We love you. We love you. Come on, get mad, get mad, get mad. We love you. We're from Cleveland. Get mad. I'm from Cleveland. Mad, mad, mad. You're mad. Go Guardians. Come on, Straw. Tough guy, tough guy. Come on, Straw. Tough guy, tough guy. Hey, Straw, I have you in fantasy. Now, pause. If you play fantasy baseball and you have Myles Straw, you should stop playing fantasy baseball. Okay,
you should, for sure.
We love you. We love you. I have you in fantasy, Straw. Come on, Straw, tough guy. What are you going to do? Hit me, motherfucker. Hit me. I have you in fantasy. That's the transcript of the video.
So
now,
so fantasy was the last straw?
Now, honestly, you don't like that. You don't like that somebody said stay down to Quan after he hit the wall. Fine. That's a fucked up thing to say to somebody.
Not really at all.
No, I could say, no,
bro, let me tell you something. If you're a professional athlete and you can't take a fan who, again, is probably inebriated saying to you, stay down, and that's going to cause like some fucking uproar. I'm sorry, dude. That is like one of the most mild comments I've ever heard.
No, I'm saying, listen to me, okay? I know you want to be triggered about everything, but listen.
I do.
Okay.
I'm listening.
You guy ran into a wall. Some guy's taunting him, telling him to stay down. I can see how that would upset somebody, right? No, I would. No,
okay.
I would. If that was your if that was your teammate, wouldn't you be pissed off if somebody said that? You wouldn't like it. I'm not saying that you're going to go climb into the stands and fight somebody, but it's something you don't like. You don't want to hear. You don't want to hear somebody taunting a guy that's hurt.
I don't want to hear any type of taunting to my teammates. I want to fucking tell the guy to go screw himself.
But that's the point. So if that's what triggered you, go get somebody. Go get a security officer. Go get a cop. Or here's the best thing. Ignore it. You don't think that you don't think that Kyrie Irving heard some really bad things in Boston?
For sure.
I'm not taking up for Kyrie Irving. Trust me, I'm not.
I love Kyrie Irving now.
You don't think he heard some shit that would turn your stomach in game 1 of that series? And he was as close to you as he was as close to those people as you are to that microphone right now.
He did scream some shit in the locker rooms, though. When he was walking back to the locker room, someone said, "Hey, Kyrie, you suck." And he turned and goes, "Go fuck yourself," or said something.
But what did he do?
He didn't run and jump on the tackle.
No, he flipped the bird and he went about his day.
Mm-hmm.
Which I also don't agree with.
But it's better than the alternative.
Yes, but I also don't agree with it because it still goes against my whole point is that you're instigating something, whether it's justified or not. It's never justified to throw shit at a player, okay? Unless he comes up at you and actually physically hits you, right? Then I'd say at that point, it's free game. It's fair game. Like, you could punch him back. You could throw a fucking beer at his face. Fine. But unless that happens, words and hand gestures do not justify you throwing shit at a player.
No.
See,
or anyone in life, really, to be honest.
When this transcript came out, I was expecting to see some racial shit on there.
Yes. Wait. So since you're there, can I just read Zach Brownish, our boy, threw us a super chat. Thank you, Zach.
Zach Brownish fan?
Yeah, and he said Pete is the only one I saw that went after Straw. John Boy and Fuzzy blamed all the Yankee fans. Josie said it was racism, probably. NyynewsTV was right. And I just really wanted to get to that. And before I get to that, I just want to say Jared Miller then followed up with what Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man. And I'm going to be honest with you, deep down, I agree with you because he's cute. And that's all. But listen, it's guys like Joe Z, right? Who I'm not here to talk shit about other podcasts or anything like that. I'm here to fucking combat that statement as a human being. Okay? As a human being. If your first thing is to go to racism without any evidence of racism, you're the problem. You are the fucking problem. Okay? Because racial slurs and calling someone a racist is one of the worst things you can allege happened or call somebody. So you better have some fucking concrete evidence before that's the first thing you go to. If not, you're immature and you're irresponsible because you have a pretty big platform that you're speaking on. You're fucking irresponsible for saying that shit. And that's why I'm drinking tonight, because I can't get too floored right now. Because to sit there and say that, I'm not saying that it's not possible. Of course it's fucking possible, especially when fans in New York or Boston or wherever were hammered. You might get an asshole out there who could say shit like that, but that better be the last fucking thing you say someone did. Unless you have evidence, unless you were sitting right there and heard it. Honestly, is that not the worst fucking thing other than maybe a fucking child molester that you can be called? A racist? Fuck you, Josie. I'll say it right to your fucking face. Fuck you for saying it, and fuck you for turning your back on Yankee fans. How about we attack the player for doing it, and if racial shit came out, Josie, I'll be the fucking first person by your side to say they're fucked up. To say that they are fucking wrong, and I'll beat their ass if I heard them say it in person. But that's not something I'm going to just allege, to cause a fucking rise out of everybody? No. No, that's irresponsible with the platform that you have. So you should honestly be ashamed of it. And that's what I have to say about it.
That's fair.
Do we have to continue the show?
Yeah, my boy Rasan Thompson said AAAQ.
Okay.
I like that. Thanks for the super chat. He threw another super chat.
Oh shit.
After that,
what he
said, "Is Aaron Boone allergic?" He just said Q. And then he said, "Is Aaron Boone allergic to letting pitchers pitch in the 7th inning?" Shake my head.
I mean, we'll get to that. We're gonna talk about Gerrit Cole's start in a few minutes. But yeah, so I initially thought that you would have had to have seen some sort of racist remark come out of a fan's mouth to get him that worked up. Like, because if you want to say that's the worst thing that you could be called, that's the type of thing. If you would have heard that a straw while this guy's down on the ground, that would be a reason to flip your lid. Not that. Not what was not what was said. Because if you're watching the video, honestly though, if you're watching the video, if something racial was said, it's not bothering him at that point.
And I'll even go as far as to say if something racial was said and then Straw did what he did, I'm not saying it's okay, because like you said, there's more responsible things he could have done. But I would at least sit there and say, you know what? Something like that would take you out of your element and make you do something irrational back. Like if I heard a racial comment at anyone, not even a teammate, it would make me do probably irrational things that I shouldn't do. And at least you can sit there and make the excuse for Straw, right? But now you take all that away and you hear the transcript. You read the transcript and you hear the video. And then he did what he did. I don't see how people aren't blaming him just as much, if not more, as the fans who idiotically threw shit at him.
We always talk about on this show how two things can be true at the same time. And we usually use it in baseball terms. Like, I don't have an example off the top of my head, but there are always two things can be true at the same time, right? This is the same situation. Myles Straw is wrong and the fans are wrong. There's two wrong parties here. And that's what really bothered me. Once I knew that Myles Straw climbed the wall, how people were seemingly going out of their way to ignore that part of the story. I was watching the news after the Met game. I had the Met game on yesterday, and then after the game was over, or it was Saturday, I forget whenever it was, the Mets were on, and then the news came on, and then it was like barely mentioned.
Right. That was my
point.
That
Myles Straw climbed the wall, and it was all about how Yankee fans are bad and how this was an ugly incident and the fans. The dude climbed a wall to start a fucking fight with somebody. We are beyond lucky, Chris, that nothing else happened. Because I can guarantee you, I know plenty of people, drunk or not, that are sitting that close to Myles Straw when he climbs the wall
and
that are either taking a swing at him or trying to pull him into the fucking stands and beat his ass.
Yeah.
And we're lucky that those guys, that wasn't on their minds. We're absolutely lucky.
And at the end of the day, that's my only problem with this whole thing is I understand that no matter what profession you're in, no matter what your responsibilities are, that things happen. And sometimes we lose our cool. We've seen it with Yankees. We've seen Yankees do, not really in recent years, but like, you know, there's been shit, right? The Roger Clemens incident when he throws the bat, right? He's fucking roided up. He's out of his fucking mind, right? There's things that happen, and it doesn't mean that we have to sit here and say it's okay, but we can say we're all human. We all make mistakes, and we all do stupid shit, and I'm okay with that. That's why I said my only true issue with this is the way it was portrayed, in that they went out of their way to not show Straw climbing the wall after it all happened. See, at that point, the throwing shit at him didn't happen, right? So they showed him climbing the wall, and then that was it. They didn't show it again. After the fans are throwing shit on the wall, if you want to make it a story, that's fine, because it's an intriguing story, and you know everyone's going to be talking about it and wanting to see it. Play the whole story. And I could be very wrong, and I'm not saying that it's not out there. But from everything I saw, every time they mentioned the fans throwing shit on the onto the field,
Myles Straw's name was never mentioned.
I didn't see the Straw thing ever mentioned again. And so you're telling me right there, right off the bat, that there's a narrative. And let me tell you something. I really can't stand Big Cat or whatever his name is from Barstool, but he put a tweet out there afterwards. It was very objective. It was, by the way, here's what happened before it, just to give full context. And he played the video of Straw going crazy on the fans, and everyone fucking attacked him. Everyone attacked him. It doesn't mean that it's just. We're not saying it justifies throwing shit at Straw. All we're saying is that
he's not.
Here's the story.
Right.
Here's the story. If you're going to make an opinion on something, if you're going to give an opinion or have a stance on something, isn't it important to have all the facts, or does that not matter anymore?
No, it doesn't,
or do we just get behind a camera and a microphone and say it was probably racism, and we just throw shit at people and we're assholes?
That is how it is. It's personal spins on everything now.
Well, you know how it is, bro. You guys know how it is being a Yankee fan. We have a certain people outside of our bubble don't like us. You know, we're obnoxious. We're this. We're that. We're spoiled. Blah,
Worst
blah, blah.
fans on the planet.
Yeah, right. So whenever this type of stuff happens, it's used as an opportunity to attack us and make us look worse than we're already perceived to be. So instead of just saying, you know, this is a select group of inebriated people that caused the problem. Now it was like it automatically in spin zone.
I'd say that escalated a problem because they didn't really cause it.
It's like it's automatically spin zone now, you know. So like, no, don't hate me. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care what you think of me. I will appreciate. You can hate my guts. Just watch the show. Okay, that's all I care about. All right, but you know, I don't condone the actions of those people. I don't find that to be okay. But don't attack me because I think that Myles Straw is not a victim in this, because he's not.
Right. And at the end of the day, that's all that needs to be said. He's just not a victim.
No.
You know, when you're antagonizing the fans in that regard, I'm not saying that it's okay what happened, but don't be surprised that it did happen. You know, it's like a bear, you know, you sit there and you jab a bear and he eats you, and then you want to blame the bear for eating you. Well, why the fuck did you poke the bear in the first place?
Right.
Again, the bear's not right for biting your fucking head off. It's still wrong that the bear did that. But you went out of your way, you know, you did something you knew you shouldn't have done. Where was the remorse on his? Did he say that he was sorry for
No, he
that?
said we were the worst fan base in baseball.
You know, and then let me get this guy's name. Okay. Cover the air for a minute. Because I want to get this guy's name.
Okay. It was Chris Jr. Okay. Went to
we are going to start
World.
banging.
Okay. Went on
I'll say this real quick. I had a great vacation with my family. I really did.
Okay.
I really did.
Well,
I enjoyed my whole
that. The Airbnb was nice.
The Airbnb was great. It's the way to go. Don't spend extra money to stay in Disney. It's not worth it.
Okay. And you know that I'm huge in Akron, Ohio. Okay. I did the pregame show with Munch on Saturday. Pete filled No, I did the pregame on Friday. Pete filled in for me on Saturday with Munch on WTAM, the official Guardians pregame. We love Munch. We love
guy.
that. We love the Cleveland area. We do. They've been very supportive of NYYST before we were even shit. Okay, but this Nick Camino. Okay, he's a sports anchor on TV3 in I guess Ohio. Tweets: Yankees come to Cleveland July 1 to July 3. ... Nick, are you trying to rile up your fan base?
Of course. What else are they gonna be riled up about?
Are you trying to
they fucking had to change their name from the Indians to the Guardians.
Are you trying to
how excited are you to be a fucking Cleveland fan?
Are you trying to get the 18 people that go to Guardian games to throw shit at the Yankees? Because that's how I took that tweet. That's how a lot of people took that tweet. And that's irresponsible too. Because what did the New York Yankees themselves do to deserve to have that type of vitriol placed upon them? Because a handful, 20 drunk idiots threw beer on the fucking field. Imagine if Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton didn't go out there. Luckily, the fans respected them.
Yeah, and you know what? I gotta cut you off just real quick, and I know it's not a super chat, but I gotta read what Larry just said in the super chat.
Larry David.
Larry David. His pen name is Larry Marshall on YouTube.
Okay.
He said, "Where have the Yankees players been? This guy lied about what happened and insulted every Yankees fan across the country. Why have they been silent? Where are the Yankee players coming out and saying, look, what happened on the field was bullshit. And I'm glad I went out there and stopped it. And it was a shame we had to go out there and stop it instead of celebrating. But you know what? What Myles Straw did was kind of fucked up. And fuck you for coming into our territory, climbing a wall like the greatest Spider-Man ever, and instigating our fan base. Fuck you, dude. Where are the players to say fuck you? I agree with that, man. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And you want to know why, Larry? You want to know why they're silent or why they won't come back? Because they're not allowed to. Because the narrative is already set. The fans are to blame and no one else. And if the Yankees come out and say anything otherwise, they're just as bad as the fans. And that's why, pal. And that's the problem in our fucking society.
I know a lot of people wanted Gerrit Cole to drill him yesterday, but it wasn't going to happen.
No, you knew it wasn't going to happen. And to be honest, I agree with you what you texted after he struck him out. That's the best fucking comeback. Coming out with a 99-mile-per-hour fast. But you got to go chin music.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him push off the plate.
Game. He's leading off the game, dude. And you can't give me a little chin music?
He throws the first pitches away.
Come on. Can we get to real shit though after this, please?
Well,
you can say SGR.
So the players have been silent, but Aaron Boone did make a comment on Straw's.
Did he?
Straw saying that the Yankees have the worst fans on
Let me
the
hear
planet. And Boone responded. Hold on, I'm trying to find the quote here from Boone. Oh shit, it's not on this it's not in this article.
I'll take your word for it.
You look it up and we'll get to
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. I want to hear what he said because
I do too. But if he can't find it, I'll take his word for it.
Here, because this is funny, right? I'm doing the pregame show Friday night, and
Munch asked on Munch. Got it.
On Munch, and Munch asked me something about Aaron Boone, something that Aaron Boone said, and I told him straight up, and I was like, I do not pay attention to what Aaron Boone says, and he was floored, stunned.
So what does he think? Does everyone have the perception that listen? I was the biggest Aaron Boone defender. I think we all were. And a part of me doesn't want to hate the guy. Like when I hated Girardi, which I regret now. But when I hated Girardi, I wanted to hate Girardi, right? Yeah. I was glad to hate Girardi. He pissed me off. It was during a time where I didn't realize how much the front office had a say in the day-to-day operation. I don't want to hate Aaron Boone.
You know what it is?
I really don't.
Your hatred of Aaron Boone maybe not even directed at Aaron Boone. It's just that he's the public figurehead of what is going on right now.
So Boone did comment on it. So in response to the worst fan base on the planet comment from Straw, Boone replied, "That's an emotional reaction to the moment. Certainly understand that, but would disagree with that."
I hate that response, actually. I think that's a fucking cop-out.
What do you think he's
saying,
gonna tell
that's an emotional response.
What do you
We
think he's
understand it. No, it should be, fuck you, dude. You think we have the worst fan base in the world? We'll show you the worst fucking fan base in the world. When you're getting a fucking 99 mile per hour fastball buzzing by your head to put you back in your fucking place. What is this soft bullshit? We understand it. Fuck you, Boone. How about that? Do you understand that? That we fucking hate you right now because you haven't won shit?
Okay, you look like a penis that's
Sorry.
been jerked. You look like a penis that's been jerked
I'll jerk
off one
me
too
all
many
day,
times.
dude. Jerk me all day.
Guardians in the outfield. They can make a new movie with this.
They could, dude.
You're not wearing a hat. Okay, your face is all pink. You know,
It's
you
pink.
look like
I'm drinking. I'm a maniac right now. My 5 head. Look at this.
Yeah, well, it's a 4.
You can watch him. You're talking about Spider-Man.
4.
You can watch fucking
Fucking
Spider-Man on
projector
that
screen
thing.
on
Big
there.
4.
Okay.
Big 4. All right, can we get to real Yankee shit now?
Oh, we want. All right, we promise we're gonna get to Gerrit Cole. So Gerrit Cole, the star in Cleveland, not Cleveland, in Detroit, an abomination. Seriously, just an abomination. What he did in Detroit the other night. That was the first game of the series. Yeah, I think that was the first game of the series. I don't remember. Anyway, the dude walks 5 guys. Okay, he walked as many guys as he got out in that game. Unacceptable. Now you even got me turning on Gerrit Cole at that point.
Yeah,
and not that,
which is tough to do.
And not that you think that a game against the Guardians. God, I fucking hate that name so much.
The Indians.
I hate that name so much. Who's calling the fucking Indians? I don't care.
Do it. Oh, hold on. Just to bring up a point.
Well,
Michael K called them the Indians by accident, and he made this a noise or whatever it was to be like, oh, silly me. How could I make this mistake of calling? Maybe because they were called the Indians for how many fucking years, Michael? Maybe that's why you called them the Indians.
You know what, Michael K?
I meant the Guardians. Ooh.
You know what?
Check that.
I never said this on social media. I probably mentioned it on the show because
I'm off my rocker, Jim. Absolutely.
It affected the quality of the show because. So I'll just say that I had COVID back in January. I got fucked up off of it.
Me too.
I was really sick for 2 weeks. It affected me for probably another 3 weeks after that. So I don't take it lightly. Okay, I'm not one of these COVID conspiracy theorist people. Okay,
you're also weak.
Your mother's weak. Okay?
My mother or Ryan's mother.
But what I don't need to see anymore in April of 2022 is Michael K going like this over Carlos Beltran's fucking birthday cake.
It's his birthday cake, dude. If he wants to blow out the candles, let him blow out the candles and he can eat it.
Carlos, you can't blow on it because of COVID. Ooh. Cut the shit, dude. I'm so tired of that fucking aspect of it. Let me tell you something. If you're that afraid of him blowing on a fucking cake,
then don't sit next to him.
Why are you sitting next to him for 3.5 hours?
Don't sit next to him. Wait, I love this. Wampag just said in the chat. He said their name got changed last year and they still were called the Indians. I said this. I said, listen, we're very sorry for being offensive, but we're gonna still be called the Indians for 1 more year and offend all of you
because we couldn't get the jerseys
we'll be the Guardians.
We couldn't get our jerseys made in time.
So there you go. There's your theater for you.
Enough.
Vouch yourself.
Enough, please, serious. Just enough. And apparently, all the Yankees are vaccinated. Okay, so we don't have to deal with that. We don't have to deal with that next week when they go to Toronto because I swear to God, I would not be able to handle that. I honestly, the vitriol that would be faced against some of these guys for not being vaccinated if they couldn't play in 3 games.
Right.
You know, God forbid anybody makes a personal choice for themselves.
All right. So Gerrit Cole.
Gerrit Cole. Okay. Gerrit Cole had to show me something yesterday. He did. Not that you take that performance yesterday and say the ace is back, but it's better, like you like to say, Chris, it's better than the alternative. If he would have shit the bed yesterday, I don't know where. I honestly don't know where we go from here. When you go 3 times through the rotation, And Gerrit Cole is easily the worst pitcher on the staff. That's a problem.
Sure.
Now, that's not to say that Tyone and Sevy and Monty and what's his face, Nestor, who we'll get to in a minute, have not been great. But you can't have your best pitcher be your worst pitcher. And he had been unquestionably the worst pitcher the Yankees had through the first 3 times through the rotation.
True.
He needed to show something. And I got nothing against Max Goodman. I really don't. He covers the Yankees. Everybody seems to like the guy. But you cannot put out a tweet after game 14 or 15, whenever it was, that the Yankees, every single start of the year, their starting pitchers have allowed 3 runs or less. That's gaslighting a fucking fan base. Because you cannot put that out there and then to somebody that doesn't pay attention, be like, wow, the Yankees really do have a top 5 staff in baseball. Gerrit Cole didn't give up 3 runs in Detroit because fucking Boone pulled him after 5 fucking outs.
Right.
Sevy, 3 innings. How many 3 inning starts do we have? That's not a good. That's just complete gaslighting. I'm sorry, not to rip on Max, who everybody seems to like, but come on, dude, you cannot put that out there. I got my fucking problems with this pitching staff. It's been really good so far. Can it hold up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know right now.
Can
I believe they have the least amount of runs allowed in the American League.
they do? Yeah, I tweeted that.
Sweet.
I tweeted it.
Tweety.
I
Yeah,
think
nice-
they
nice
I think
amount.
they were 4th in the major leagues before the game Sunday. So that could have changed. We do have to say one thing, and like I always say, I'll be glad to be wrong when it comes to an opinion or prediction that is negative towards the Yankees, right? I'm the first to say I will be glad to be wrong. And I'm someone who genuinely believes that if someone performs a certain way, they deserve the benefit of the doubt. And I think our frustrations for the Yankees and Cashman and everyone not doing enough in the offseason kind of got in the way of how frustrated we were that Nestor Cortez was still in this rotation. And it blinded us from the fact that he at least deserved the benefit of the doubt for what he did last year, regardless of if it was enough or if it was only 14 innings pitched as a starter, whatever it may be. We were frustrated because this team didn't do anything when it came to the rotation other than Sevy coming back off of injury. And it was justified, I think, that we were frustrated. However, I think now, and he's the type of guy that even after only a few starts, we can say, not only did he deserve the benefit of the doubt before, he now deserves our respect. Because this guy has gone to a different level for me, and I actually view him now as a starting pitcher.
Nestor Cortez is a starting pitcher.
Is a starter.
No, after he made that play on Saturday when he dove into first base, that just took him to another level for me. Now, I have to say that I was not a big believer in Nestor Cortez, and I think I have to be now. I think he's earned that, and I think that until he proves otherwise, Nestor Cortez is a solid, stamped member of this rotation, and he's a guy that you can rely on and trust.
You know what I think the problem is? The problem was that we didn't view him as a starter whether he was good or not. I think we just viewed him as this guy who was like, out of the bullpen, spot starter maybe.
Well, because he came around after Kluber got hurt and Tyone got hurt. So he didn't give you that vibe of somebody that earned that spot out of spring.
We took him for face value of what the Yankees saw him as.
And and we talk about this a lot. You can always fault Boone for how he always leaves guys in games too long or whatever. He was a guy that he always had a very quick hook with Nestor.
Yep.
You get into the 5th inning, Nestor Cortez gets a guy on, boom, done. And that was part of my problem too with him, is that if the Yankees don't view him as a guy that can go past the 5th inning, what value does he really have as a starting pitcher? And now he's been able to do that. You see a little bit more consistently Boone letting him go into the 5th, go into the 6th. So he's a guy that we got to tip our cap to, and say this guy is in our rotation, and he's a guy that we can rely on to pitch big games.
Absolutely. And I thought about it this weekend after that final game with Cole, and I said to myself, and I said this a couple weeks ago, just like last year when I said them getting off to a slow start, it wasn't the end of the world. I'm not going to sit here and say that being 10-6 after 16 games is proof that they're a World Series team. However, we can take things for what they are, because we only have what's happening in real time.
So you saw this tweet from our boy Joe, Time is Vilmatic.
Oh yeah. I retweeted it. Yeah, I retweeted it. We'll read it in a second. We'll take it for what it is right now. And I'll say this. If Gerrit Cole can be the guy we saw on Sunday, and if Severino can continue this dominant, he clearly has a chip on his shoulder, and I love every second of it. And then on top of that, if we can say that the New York Yankees easily have the best back end of the rotation you could ever imagine, with Taillon, who Taillon can't be ignored here either.
He was really good on Friday night. He made one mistake. He was really good.
I'm not saying this offense doesn't have to get better. And I tweeted this the other day that Joey Gallo, I love the guy and I want him to be successful. There's certain guys that you just hate, like Aaron Hicks. Like, I hate his guts. I know he's been good, compared to some of the other guys this year. I couldn't care less about him. He's expendable to me. To me, Joey Gallo is a guy who, if he can find himself, regardless of a low batting average, I think could be extremely beneficial to this team. But we also can't allow this sub 150 batting average with no home runs and 1 RBI. That also has to be addressed at some point. We can't just pretend that it's not happening, right? So I'm not saying that the pitching being this great is going to outweigh the offense not showing up a lot of the games. However, if this team can figure something out, maybe add a couple pieces, if IKF can stay decent with this pitching staff, just like SGR said before the season, with Severino staying healthy and being the guy we've always expected him to be, the Yankees could be a team to fucking fear. There's no question about it. But like we said, all the pieces had to line up. Right now, for us, has there been some really shitty losses? Yeah. But have the pieces somewhat lined up? Yeah. And you got to be happy about it.
I still don't trust Severino making it through the season.
Okay, and that's fine. And I don't necessarily, I'm not going to sit here and say that I do. But for right now, again, taking things in real time, he has been absolutely phenomenal. And I can't wait. He's been the one guy I'm excited to watch pitch. Tomorrow night, I cannot wait to turn on the game and watch Severino deal to the Orioles.
Great, you jinxed him now.
I probably did.
All right, so anyway, back to Gerrit Cole. Okay. Gerrit Cole, 6 2/3 innings. Was 9 strikeouts, no runs. Great game, right? I hate Aaron Boone's guts. Okay. I didn't believe it was 8-0 at the time. Gerrit Cole's had 92 pitches. Clearly the best game he's thrown all year. Did he allow a base runner? He had to allow a base runner.
Yeah. He allowed a few.
No, he allowed a base runner in the 7th inning with 2 outs, right?
There was runner on first.
Right? Worst case scenario, that next pitch he throws goes out of the fucking ballpark. Gerrit Cole leaves up 8-2. Why are we in such a rush to get Gerrit Cole out of the game? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Listen, I am the first person to sit here and say you gotta let guys. No. You gotta let guys fucking go out there, especially when you think about how much the bullpen has been used so far this season. And I hate Aaron Boone when he has the quick hooks on guys, especially Gerrit Cole. However, this is the one time I think I'm in the minority when it comes to this, that Gerrit Cole's issues are so much more important than anything else. Because without Gerrit Cole being an ace, we have nothing. And for me, for the first time ever, I didn't mind the move.
No, he
because
deserved
of
one more
exactly.
batter.
No, I'm not saying he didn't, and I'm not saying that I'm not frustrated by it. What I'm saying is just like you like to do, where you can understand certain things.
I don't
from the
understand
Yankees.
this.
You have to because
No, I don't have to.
no, you have to because Gerrit Cole giving up a home run. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. What's Gerrit Cole's issue? That he's not a good pitcher? Is that his issue? Because if that's his issue, then I agree with you. Is the issue that Gerrit Cole isn't a good pitcher? No. So what's the issue?
That he banged your mom?
I would say that hasn't been the God. That he hasn't been the ace for the team is the issue.
No, it's
We are
mental
gonna
with
start
him.
banging?
It's all in his head.
Right.
That's-
It's all in Gerrit Cole's head. And so for that fact alone, just like you would say, okay, fine, pull Aaron Judge or who it was Aaron Judge they pulled for the Castro, right?
Yeah.
It's ain't nothing. Pull Aaron Judge for the same reasons you're going to do that.
It's different.
It's
The
not
point-
different.
No,
dude.
it is.
It's
It's
not
different.
different.
It's different giving a
Don't make
position
me
player,
defend Aaron Boone.
It's
Don't make me
different
defend
pulling
Aaron
a
Boone.
position player up 8-0 in the seventh
No.
inning, giving him a couple innings off, than letting your ace finish the fucking inning, Chris.
I'm
It's
not
different.
disagreeing with you, though. My point is I can see why he did it, and I don't necessarily disagree with it.
No, you're right, Chris. I can see why he did it too. Okay, you want to know why he did it? Because he's a fucking idiot. That's why he did it.
Completely disagree. And you want to know why I know that I'm right here and you're wrong?
Okay, no.
You want to know why? I'll tell you why in 1 second. And you can't even argue it.
Watch me.
Because when he came out, what did Gerrit Cole do?
Sang the national anthem.
Yeah. Come on, tell me. Give me an honest answer. What did Gerrit Cole do?
What did he do? I don't remember exactly.
When
What did he
Gerrit
do?
Cole is going to stay in the game, what does Gerrit Cole do?
What did he do? He gave Boone the ball with no
He
shit.
turned around, he gave his team fist bumps, and he handed Boone the ball. You want to know why?
Because he's a pussy.
Maybe that's a good answer. I don't know. All I know is he was relieved because he was leaving that game the fucking best pitcher, not just on the New York Yankees, but in the last week probably in all of baseball.
Well, you want to know something?
And that's something he hasn't felt in a long time.
If he didn't want the ball for one more out, then fuck him too.
Why not? It's 8-0.
I'm
going to disagree with you here.
I don't care if it was 40-0.
I'm going to disagree with you because I think right now it's more important that Gerrit Cole comes out of that game
for his feelings.
Yeah, look, dude, I'm not agreeing with that. I think Gerrit Cole has to be tougher mentally. I do. I think he can't. If you're going to be an ace, you can't be soft and get in your own head. You got to learn how to pull through that. What did Mariano Rivera say after any big game he gave up, and blew the game, which didn't happen?
I forgot about it.
Forgot about it, right? That's a fucking winner right there. And if Gerrit Cole wants to be a winner, especially in New York, he has to go into every game forgetting about the past. And I completely agree with you there. I'm not saying that I agree with the whole let's coddle him and pull him from a game that he should be in there. All I'm saying is if that's what it's going to take right now.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If Gerrit Cole went out there and shoved for 8 innings in Detroit, does he get the ball taken from him yesterday?
Absolutely not, because that's different. So because he already had his moment.
But because it's for his feelings. That's
correct. That's correct. And that's why I don't agree with it. But what I'm saying is, if that's what Boone felt is the most important thing right now, I'm going to give Boone.
Then why didn't Aaron Boone bring him a fucking juice box and a cookie when he took the ball from him?
I'll tell you. I'll listen. Who did Boone bring in when he took Gerrit Cole out of the game?
Peralta. Was it Wandy?
Why didn't he go to a guy like Marinaccio? Or is there another? Marinaccio's a righty, right?
He probably just wanted to shut the inning down at that point. So he brought in one.
So why didn't he bring in a guy that would just eat innings?
He did for the 9th inning.
No. I'm talking about when Gerrit Cole had a runner responsible on base.
He probably, like I said, he probably just wanted to shut the inning down right there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. There was a reason behind it all. And I'm, again, not saying I agree with it. Cole has to be tougher.
Why am I wrong for expecting more out of this guy?
You're not wrong. We're all expecting more. What I'm saying is you're wrong in a sense of
here's the bar for everybody else.
And this was a bad move.
Gerrit Cole. No, it wasn't a bad move. No, it was.
Yes, up here. It's not, because we need Gerrit Cole. If it means coddling him, which I don't agree with, but if that's what it's going to take to get the ace back,
no, fuck.
then you know what?
Them.
Fuck it. For right now,
if you need somebody,
they're not going to.
If you need somebody to wipe his own, if you need somebody to wipe his ass, then he's not the guy I thought he was. And he
Okay,
leave.
And you know what? Maybe he's not. But for right now, this is who we have, and that's not changing.
You knew nobody was riding Gerrit Cole, the SMD tour, and all that shit more than I was. And it's ridiculous that he didn't get to finish that. And 92 pit, Chris, if he was at 115, I'd say, okay, fine, put the ball. Let the guy get one more batter. He's Gerrit Cole, goddammit.
You know, you're the guy who always sits here and says, like, this is what we're dealt and this is what we root for. Well, guess what? Come face reality. Gerrit Cole might not be have the mental strength that you thought. And right now, he might have needed to be pulled from that game in order to
maybe
be himself again.
I hope Amy brought his Jim Halper costume.
Maybe, dude.
Okay.
I'm not sitting here saying. I'm sitting here telling you, maybe he's not as mentally strong as we thought. Maybe he's not as mentally tough as we thought, and that could be an issue long term. But I'm not going to sit here and disagree with the move when the Yankees won and it was an 8. If it's a 3-0 ball game, I'm actually more against the move than anything else.
If it's a 3-0 ball game, then I could see why Aaron Boone.
No, see, here's where you're wrong though, because in the 3-0 game, Gerrit Cole's fighting Aaron Boone to stay in. Gerrit Cole's saying, "No, fuck you. I need this, dude. I need this batter." But in an 8-0 game, he's relieved to
where
come out.
One mistake doesn't kill you. He should stay in that game.
It does kill him, bro. To have that 0 on his line is huge.
He's killing me right now.
Yes, he's killing me too.
If that's the case, he's like literally he's killing me. I know you never saw The Sopranos, but when Tony's choking out that woman, the Mercedes, and she's going, "Kill me, kill me." That's what he's doing to me right now. Okay.
Listen, here's what I'll say. I don't agree with it. I would rather let him, just like I agree with throwing rookies into the fire, let him fucking tough it out. Let him be an ace. Right? But for me, it's just.
But Chris, this is why these guys aren't tough.
He might not, right. But he might not be the guy that we thought he was in that sense.
I don't even know. I'm telling you, this is why these guys aren't.
Here's a question for you. If Gerrit Cole stays in that game and gives up a home run,
okay,
do we get the same Gerrit Cole we saw Sunday come out his next appearance? Or do you think he's still fucked up in his head?
I don't know. If he's that fucked up in his head, then he needs to go.
Right, exactly. So is it worth it in an 8-0 game?
Yes.
No, you're just saying yes. Whenever you say yes and smirk, I know that you're just saying yes to win the argument.
Listen, you beat off penis. I understand your point, but I still would take the risk of that happening to let him finish the game.
So would I.
Because I think that's more important. That's my opinion.
So would I, dude. But what I'm saying is we are not talking to Gerrit Cole one-on-one.
I'm going to fucking talk to him.
You talk to him.
I'm going to fucking talk to him.
I mean, we did hear from him, but we haven't talked to him one-on-one.
All right. So speaking of that, I want to get to that in a minute. So this, because I don't know. One kind of segues into the other. Let's do this first. Okay. So there's no doubt in my mind. And look, we spent enough time ripping Aaron Boone. When I saw the lineup yesterday, I saw hearts, little birds chirping. I was in love with it that Jose Trevino got to catch Gerrit Cole yesterday.
Yes, because
number one, Gerrit Cole did not deserve anymore to have Kyle Gashoka catch him. Number two, Kyle Gashoka sucks. Okay,
yes.
You cannot debate me on that. Go ahead, go put it in the chat. Debate Christian on the fact that Kyle Gashoka is a good baseball player because he's not.
Please do.
Okay. Jose Trevino's been the better player for the Yankees so far this year. Will that last over 162? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Okay. Right now he's been better. Right now he deserves to get at least half of the playing time, if not more. So it should not be an automatic anymore that Kyle Gashoka's name gets written in when Gerrit Cole's pitching. So loved it, right? there's no doubt in my mind that after Gerrit Cole struggled, especially the way he did in his last start, that Kyle Gashioka watching from the bench Jose Trevino get Gerrit Cole through his best start of the season, that Higgy took a shit in Trevino's locker yesterday.
I don't know, man. I got to give it to Higgy. He was, anytime they cut to the dugout, he was sitting top step, standing up right on the edge watching the game.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come off as a jealous ex.
That's fine, though. I'm fine with that. It's public perception. Show that you can support it.
But he definitely did it. He definitely did a dookie in Trevino's locker.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just public perception. Even though I know what you're saying, right? Like if that's all it is, then fine. I think Higgy knows his role. It's really that. I really do. I don't think I think Higgy's was excited when he was kind of the starting catcher, and I'm sure he's disappointed that.
But come on, Chris. It's been not even a month, and this guy went into the season with he had the opportunity right there.
Sure,
this is definitely got to be hurting him a little bit.
Oh, of course, I'm not saying he's not disappointed that
you blew it.
You blew it, but I'm not. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that he's disappointed that he's not starting as much as he is that he couldn't contribute to help the team win, and he understands that Trevino deserves the starting role.
Does he know he sucks?
Does he know? Does he really feel that way? Because it does profile as a backup, but this might have been his Austin Romine year where he said, "I want to prove that I can be a starter in this league." So I don't know if he's
of course, but look, dude, that should always be the goal, even as a backup. When you have the opportunity, when the opportunity presents itself, where the Yankees don't go out and get some elite catcher, and you're a guy who's been in the organization for as long as Higgy's been. Of course, your goal turns to not just being a reliable backup catcher, but to hopefully win the job.
No,
and he was given the job, and he lost it.
Well, the problem with Higashioka, and Pete mentioned this when he filled in last week, is that you can't live with him as catcher when you don't fill the other holes that were on the team. That's where, if you wanted to have Higgy be the starting catcher, you needed to upgrade the team in other places, and they didn't do that.
Right. It's exactly true. And I think that if guys like, Stanton got off to a hot start and then really slowed down and got cold quick, and if guys like Gallo were hitting and Judge is starting to pick it up now, but if all these guys were hitting and then at the bottom of the lineup you had Higashioka doing what he's been doing, the Yankees wouldn't be so quick to just go to Trevino here. But because Gerrit Cole's been struggling, and because Trevino gives them the better chance to win a game that Gerrit Cole absolutely needed to win, it made all the sense in the world to go to him and give it a shot. And they gave it a shot, and it worked.
But Higgy's upset.
Of course. Look, would you not be disappointed to be demoted, whether you deserved it or not? Would it not disappoint you if you couldn't live up to
especially when I had the opportunity? And
I don't know, dude. If I was batting 075, I might be like,
he's hurting, dude. His heart is broken right now.
Yeah, I heard that we have some exclusive comments, or what did we get our hands on?
Someone leaked to us. I think it was TMZ Sports.
Yeah, one of them
leaked to us. They didn't want to publish it because they couldn't verify it. SGR ended up verifying it.
Oh, you did, huh?
It's a voicemail. It's a voicemail Gerrit Cole left to Higgy after the game.
Oh boy!
So, do you guys want to hear it now?
Yeah, no, I need to hear.
Everyone in the chat want to hear the voicemail to Higgy from Cole. I'm going to play it now.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Higgy Pop, yeah, that's a good one.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Hey Higgy, it's me, Gerrit. I'm just gonna come out and say it. There's someone else, and his name is Jose. And it's not you, it's me. But I just don't think the timing is right, and I want to maybe try new things. So goodbye. I'll see you later. But it's probably goodbye.
Wow.
Does Gerrit Cole play the music in the background when he's leaving the voicemail?
He might be. He might be on the keys as he's recording the voicemail.
No, I think his kid plays the piano.
Wow.
But wow, yeah, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be rough. So you think Boone throws Higgy a pity start tomorrow? Listen, you can't catch Gerrit anymore, but we'll give you Sevy.
No, we'll have
Consolation
to
prize.
No, we'll have to wait for 2 wins in a row again, like in a series, and then the punt lineup will be Higgy now, I think.
I'm gonna be very upset if if it is day game after night game. I haven't looked at the schedule when Cole goes again. Then you have to flip it so that Higgy gets the night game, vice versa. So whatever you have to do to get Trevino to catch Cole in his next start.
Can I just say one thing though? And I know I tweeted this and I got a lot of fucking heat for it. But if you're gonna start Higgy from here on out, everyone else in this lineup needs to be playing, whether they're cold or not. Can you agree with that? Just because at the very least, it at least stresses the pitcher.
Yeah, but
more.
somebody's going to sit every day.
Okay, Trevino.
Why is Trevino sitting?
I'm saying if you're going to start Higgy.
No, we're not starting Higgy.
No. I'm saying if you're giving Trevino a day and Higgy's going to be in this lineup, then I need my top guys.
I understand that, but
whatever.
you're not following me. There's still going to be an odd man out.
Why is that?
Well, because you got Stan, you got Judge, you got Hicks, you got.
I don't consider Hicks a top guy.
All right. Well, then what happens when he plays then?
I'm saying he doesn't play.
So then you just solved the problem there. Okay. Next. Yeah. Okay. There's no need to debate it then. You said fuck Aaron Hicks. Right.
Yeah, I will always say fuck Aaron Hicks. I don't believe in him. I think he's a fucking fraud. And again, I'll be glad to be wrong, but it doesn't mean I'll ever like him. I think I'm past that point.
All right, here's Aaron Hicks in a nutshell, right? Anybody that's watched the team say that he's played pretty well so far this year.
Yeah.
He's been surprisingly.
Just answer the fucking question. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Big spot in the game yesterday. Bases loaded, nobody out. What the fuck does he do? Swings at the first pitch, pops it up to shallow center field. Luckily, the Indians couldn't get to the. I said Indians.
Oh my God! Why would I do that?
The Guardians couldn't get to the ball, and it dropped in for a fielder's choice for a hit.
Right.
Atrocious at bat. That's Aaron Hicks, though.
Terrible.
Okay. Who was it? Billy. Was it Billy?
Billy
was mad. Billy was mad. We didn't talk.
Billy.
I don't know.
No. Jason.
Speaking of Jason, okay, my cousin is coming on the show before we have the event on the 25th.
Oh my God, that's gonna be. Let me tell you guys something right now. If you like train wrecks and shit shows, tune into that show. I promise you that. Is he a true fan? Is he a real fan? He watches every game, right?
What do you consider a real fan?
He watches most games, right? Like he's not one of those guys that's just like shows up to a party and he's like, yeah, Yankees are 10-6 and has no idea what's really going on.
I would say he probably watches as many games as he can. I don't know if he's down.
He's like a 6 out of 10 of a fan.
Maybe
if you're
an
gonna
8
rate
out
a fan.
No,
eight's pretty respectable, dude.
Oh, I thought you meant 6 out of 10 games. I was going to say probably 8 out of 10 games, if not higher.
That's respectable. I'll give it to him. It's been more than me. On vacation, let me tell you something. The best part of my vacation, the reason why I had such a good time on my vacation, other than the fact that I enjoyed being with my family, was that I didn't ruin my time letting the Yankees frustrate me. Well, I did put a game on. I put one of the games on at night when Schmidt came in, and someone commented earlier that we got to give him credit.
Right,
He
'cause
has pitched fucking great, dude.
He filled the gap for Cole
and he was absolutely phenomenal.
He was really good.
I was waiting, and I guess we can talk about this too. I was waiting to see if Cabrera would hit 3,000, and I know Boone walked him, but I mean, any baseball guy's gonna agree with that move. No.
Yeah, I had no issue. I mean, yeah, why would I have an issue with that?
It was like even Miggy would agree with it.
He did agree with it.
If the Yankees ended up winning that game, it would have looked better. But you gotta walk him. We're not just gonna give him a fucking free pass because he's going for 3,000. He'll get it, and he did.
I don't care what his OPS. If people are like, "Well, his OPS is like 600," who cares? He's still Miguel Cabrera. You're still setting up a force at every base. You're still setting up a left-on-left matchup. I mean, what more evidence do you need that that was the right move in that situation? Just because you want, and it's not like that they were going on the road. And then you pissed off the fans that they weren't going to see that happen at home.
I thought that was the case. I thought they were going on the road. SGR, what were you going to say?
But who did they put up to the plate? That's why I disagreed with the move. Because
Meadows was up next.
To put up is the Yankee killer.
Yeah.
Is Austin Meadows.
The Yankee killer, sure.
The number one rule should be never give Austin Meadows an opportunity.
Right, but he was really held in check throughout the series. It was not. It's not.
Also, the move is to at that point to set up a force at every base.
The move,
right?
But
I'm before I even look at the force. I'm looking at the
I
matchup,
agree with you.
I'd much rather pitch to Miguel Cabrera than to Austin Meadows. I don't care what the lefty on lefty.
Okay. Well, you know what? The big issue is that the Yankees didn't fucking score any runs in that game.
Right,
that was the big issue.
That's the biggest issue.
All right.
Is Mickey a steroid guy in any way? Like,
I don't think so.
Were there rumors?
No,
you got to give it to him, man. He's had some controversial moments, like where he's been outspoken. But would you say in our lifetime he might be the best pure hitter,
the cleanest right-handed hitter in our generation? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it was Manny.
I mean, you got to respect the guy.
He's obviously tainted now.
Right.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, I think what Miguel Cabrera has done and sustained in a much longer career.
Okay, DET Sports Talk.
All right.
Okay, Tiger Talk. Yeah, okay.
Tiger Talk. There's two things I want to get to wrap up the show here. This was a big thing amongst people that hate Gerrit Cole and hate the Yankees. Apparently, he had some shit on his butt. Not literal shit, but he had some stuff on his ass yesterday, and he kept wiping his hand and blah, blah, blah. And what was it? Who knows? Foreign substance. I don't care. You want to know why? Because you don't want to know why I don't care?
Why?
Because he pitched well, so use more of it.
Yeah, and also, these guys get strip searched after like every other inning. So no, it wasn't foreign substance. Isn't that eliminated now from being an argument?
What?
Hold on. What's the point of the umpires doing this bullshit check after every inning if that's not going to eliminate the allegations of using a foreign substance?
Which also, by the way, it's gotten very sloppy, kind of like the TSA. It used to be like a real full pat down, and now it's just like they touch him and let him go. Now they just look at the hand and fucking, okay, you're good.
Yeah. It used to be like, take off your shoes. Let me make sure you don't have a bomb in your shoe. And now it's like, yeah, you beeped, but you're good.
I don't know if you noticed this. After he came out of the game against Detroit, he went over to get checked for it, and they didn't even do anything.
He actually stuck his hand out.
And they didn't even bother.
Yeah, they didn't even bother.
They're like, listen, dude, we just saw you walk 5 guys in an inning. We know you're not using anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, people are going to make allegations. According to Evan Roberts, he didn't start going to wipe his hand on his ass until the 4th inning. So he got through part of the game. Then people were like, well, it's because then he knew that they weren't going to check him after there. So then he started cheating at that. Listen, excuse me. I literally do not care if he's using a foreign substance.
I hope he is.
And I had to listen to Carton Roberts for a little bit today because I was having an issue with the Apple CarPlay in my car. And Robert and Carton said, he goes, I have more respect for Gerrit Cole now than I did before Sunday because he's willing to he was going under the assumption that he was using something that he wasn't supposed to. But he said he's willing to get suspended to win a game. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win.
That's what I'm saying. Game 7 World Series, I'm globbing my hand with Spider Tack.
No, dude.
Spider-Man.
I'm doing the what's his face that used to have the fucking hair gel just dripping from his hair? Clay Buchholz.
Yeah, Julian.
Yeah, that would be
that's hair dye.
for sure, hair product.
Dude, Buchholz used
but-
to have fucking got to be glue dripping out of his hair, and he'd just do this the whole game.
Well, Cole still got, he's got, wipes the back of the hair, then goes for the cap. There's something there. It might not be as
I'm not gonna lie though. You do look at the video, you see a blotch on that back right.
Maybe
side of
pooped
his-
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, but he keeps going to it like it's SpongeBob.
Can I ask you a
Okay.
question? Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
Did you look at video before that inning and to see if he continuously wipes his hand on his ass?
I did
I'm
not
just
even
saying
know
that.
You
that he
didn't,
left
right?
it-
I
didn't
would
know he left
guarantee
it-
you he does it almost after every pitch, and every single ball is roughed up, is marked up to get ready for the game. There's dirt, there's clay on all those balls. I'm not saying that he's not using shit.
now you gotta
I'm
look.
with Christian. I don't give a fuck.
You got to go to the first inning really and see if
Right.
there's a buildup of like dirt.
Correct.
Can you ask
Let's
the
do that.
people-
Yeah,
can you
that's not
ask
a bad
the
idea.
people in the- Can you check the chat, see if anybody's saying there's issues with the audio? Because your wife either went blind, deaf.
Yeah,
or-
no. They're saying, what's that sound? Yeah. Someone fixed. We got it fixed.
I had it first, okay?
I can't believe my wife
I
is
didn't
still
hear anything.
watching. I thought she'd be asleep.
Okay. So, right. So that segues into this other thing, okay? I want to get the tweet up here, okay? You can say something. It's okay.
I
I
wanna
didn't even
be
know what
reading
you said.
the
I wasn't even
chats
listening
to see if we're all good, but it seems like everything's good now. It's something with
This
audio.
is from
Good.
this is from a sports and entertainment lawyer. I put this tweet out earlier today because we all
A
know that
sports entertainment lawyer. That's a
and
thing?
entertainment.
Oh, okay.
Because we all know that the letter is being unsealed soon. Okay, possibly this week. And this person tweets, he goes, the Yankees warn its release, it being the letter, will cause, quote, significant and irreputable reputational harm. MLB says it could, quote, cause potential embarrassment in regards to this 2017 letter. Now, I'm going to take it in this perspective. What is so bad that's in this letter that Brian Cashman and Randy Levine don't want the letter out? What's so are they real? Were they really on the Astros level of cheating? Because if they were, why did you lose? Why didn't you win?
And if they were, then why would you use that as the sole excuse as to why your franchise hasn't won a World Series in over a decade?
Exactly.
He claimed we would have probably won had there not been horrific cheating that got in our way in 2017.
Can you break down this letter a little more to me? Because, I've been on vacation.
The letter's only been around for fucking 5 years.
No, I'm saying what is going on with the letter as of right now.
The Yankees wanted to have an injunction in place that the letter was going to be sealed. The judge said no, it's going to be unsealed. The contents of the letter, Rob Manfred's letter regarding the Yankees, whatever they were doing, is going to be public knowledge soon.
And don't you think it's just going to be more of maybe a more detailed report on the replay room bullshit? Like that's the only thing I can think of.
Why are the Yankees so? If that's all it is, then why are the Yankees?
Because
what's in it that they're afraid of?
Okay, so think of it like this: if the replay room bullshit that came out, even though it wasn't something that was in the rules and they were technically breaking, it still was a bad look, right? But if more details come out on that, and you know how? Okay, think of it like this: if the Astros cheating scandal was just that they set up a mechanism where they could see the catcher giving the signs and they were relaying the batter, you would say it's really fucked up, but whatever. But the details we got on it were that they set up a camera in center field, relayed the feed back to the locker room, into the tunnel, where a guy stood and watched the signals, and then they set up a program, a strategy where he would bang a garbage can a certain amount of times to relay a pitch to the batter, and all of those details added up. And then it became, who knew what, and then we found out who knew about it, who didn't, who was getting the signs, and the more details you got, the worse it became. So maybe this replay room thing, as stupid as it sounds on its face, that this letter contains a little more detail as to what they were doing, and it's going to just be a really bad look on this team.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it might not be anywhere near what any other team was doing, especially the Astros, but it's still not a look that you want your franchise to have in public. Is that possible?
How bad is it, though? Is it to the point where Brian Cashman has to step down as general manager?
That would be great.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is that why they don't want it to get out? Because it's going to affect
that's a great fucking point, dude.
Is it something that's going to force the Phillies to possibly have to fire Joe Girardi? Because I think Aaron Boone is safe in all this, because this is all pre-Aaron Boone.
Yeah, and the replay room stuff was 2018, if I'm not mistaken. No,
I don't. Then that would be.
Wasn't the replay room stuff was 2017?
I think everything was pre-Boone being here.
Okay.
I could be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure everything is pre-Boone.
So maybe you're right. Maybe let's think about how much the Yankees have protected a general manager who really has, in my opinion, since 2016 failed. Maybe that is the main cause. Maybe he knew more than we would ever imagine he knew and enabled it. And MLB will be left to have to suspend him at the very least.
I'll tell you this, man. If what's on this letter is that bad that the Yankees are going to have to fire him, or he'll be suspended, or he has to step down, and he had the balls, the fucking grapefruits, to actually sit there this offseason and say the reason why the Yankees didn't win a World Series is because of cheating.
Well, look, when someone's guilty of something and goes, you would say that was, as much as we might hate Brian Cashman right now, that was pretty out of character for him to say that, right? Maybe he's feeling the heat, and maybe that's what brought him out of character to say something like that. Maybe. And while we're at it, while I have a second, my boy Jason, who I fucking ripped before, I got to give him credit. He's been here the whole fucking show.
It's awesome.
And I fucking appreciate that shit. And thank you. And I'll say that.
Awesome.
Thank you, but I hate you.
Thank you. I hate your God. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate that shit, man. He's still contributing to the chat. But yeah, maybe he's feeling the heat, man. Maybe that, just like we talked about Straw doing something that was, irrational at the time, and it kind of just, you're in the moment. Maybe Cashman's feeling the heat a little bit, and he had to, and he just went out of character.
I just want the letter to be unsealed. I want to get it over with. And
I want to hear it.
You got to think the best move for them right now is to honestly just release it themselves.
You know what, Rye? I thought the same thing. If it's gotten to this point, you look awful. You look awful now that they're being told they have to release it.
Right.
Instead of just saying, look, it's not a big deal. We're just going to release it, and here it is, and get ahead of it.
Right. And it was an appeal, too. So it was an appellate court. So there's not much more they can do.
Yeah. LGR.
I'm a lawyer.
LGR.
Okay. Lawyer guy right here.
Okay, we got
appellate court. Okay. You have the second district, twice removed. Okay. So then you have the Supreme Court. Okay. They could take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Okay. Probably won't win that. Okay. Not very likely they'll even hear that case. Okay. So maybe they should just release the letter. Okay. Just do it themselves. Get it over with. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's a great point, dude. That's a great point, Rye. Why, if it's not that bad, like you've been stating for how many years now, why let it get to this point? And they always say the best defense is offense, right? To get ahead of it. To just, if you don't want a narrative to be set on you, you set the narrative yourself. Release the letter yourself. Give your explanation behind it, whether it's a really bad look or not. And you set the tone. You set the narrative. You come out, you be transparent, you say you fucked up, and that's it. But they're not doing that. So it's got to be something way worse than we're thinking. However, why would it be sealed then up until this point? If it was that bad, why wouldn't Major League Baseball? You have to ask this question too. Why wouldn't Major League Baseball feel the need to release it immediately?
Injunction.
But
because of appeals, because it was a court document.
Okay, so so my point is
LGR back. I'm back.
Okay.
Would
Would
the Astros have been able to? Would the Astros have been able to appeal what they did, and conceal it?
Okay.
Or was there too much evidence?
There's probably people reporting on it,
and
they
also had players. They had players that exonerated themselves, or where they
right. So my point is, whether or not it's really bad or anything, the Yankees still have enough leverage now to say that a lot of it is allegation, because there clearly wasn't enough firm evidence for them to say, no, it needs to be released to the public and so on and so forth.
No, what's in the letter is not allegations.
Then why wasn't it released?
I don't know that. I'm not a lawyer.
Because it was in a court. It's
not necessarily that
it.
If it's only allegations, then why would they be so against it being released? All they could say is it's only allegations. It's not true. What's in the letter is true. That's why they're trying to hide it.
Okay, but my point is that a lot of it may be smoke.
Zero of it is smoke.
Zero of it is smoke, but the court just said, no, you're right. We conceal this.
It's not a fucking what?
Why? So then why didn't that happen with the Astros?
It's not a criminal court case.
So then why didn't the Astros fight for this? Why did the Yankees get special treatment where they can cheat, and things get sealed?
Well, you saw how everything got blown up. Maybe no one was paying attention to what the Yankees were doing.
Maybe you're onto something, I think. And it's something more personal with someone being singled out and it possibly jeopardizing their position with the franchise.
Oops. Sorry, Brian.
I got to say, dude, as much as I hate your guts, there's a lot of things that you say that either end up being the trend and the talk of Yankee Twitter or Yankee anything, or end up being true. And I think that this is a good path. I think that you're onto something.
I'm on something.
It's called saying thank you.
Okay. No. Can't wait to see you this weekend, by the way. Just bought a new stapler. Oh boy.
For your daughter.
No, for you.
For your daughter's birthday.
Right in the neck.
When is your daughter's actual birthday?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Oh my God. What are people going to look into a database of fucking birthdays?
You don't know. You don't know.
I'll give out my fucking kid's social security number. I don't care.
Yeah, do that. What is it, by the way?
I don't even know. My wife probably does that.
Meg, you're still watching. Give me Jack's social security number.
Nah, she actually doesn't know it. It's fucked up on both of our parts.
All right. I think we could wrap up the show here.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Your mother should have wrapped it up.
We are going to start banging.
Not your mom, Ryan.
Just mine.
Just Chris's mom.
We are.
All right. So, who's banging?
We're going to start.
Oh, okay. That was Ryan imitating the drop.
Yeah.
That wasn't the actual drop.
All right. So, the Yankees are obviously off tonight. Then they will begin a 3-game series with the Baltimore. Is Orioles offensive? Are we allowed to say that?
No, Orioles is still good, I think, for now.
All right.
Birds are still good.
All right. Birds are still good. Okay. Birds. Okay. So the Yankees will start a 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles starting on Tuesday, 7:05. Sevy will pitch on Tuesday, 7:05 on Wednesday. That will be Jordan Montgomery. And then a 1:05 start getaway day for the Yankees. That will be Jameson Tyone before they hit Kansas City. So
KC.
we will be back in a regular slot for us. We're going to be recording Sunday night, and everything will drop Monday next week. But we like to do the lives, and we're going to make a concerted effort here to do lives every time the Yankees are off on a Monday. So look for probably the next live show to be May 9th, because the Yankees have an off day there. So
I haven't focused on the other teams in the AL East and their schedules, but I'm just going to assume that they've been kind of rotating the same teams throughout the AL East. Because the Yankee, we got to say, and I'm going to give them credit where it's due. Like we said, 10-6 out of 16 games. If you want to really break them down, they really should be probably 12-4.
Okay,
but
yes.
I'll take 10-6 where they are right now. Is great.
Write it down. Okay.
But this is a very easy schedule, and if the Yankees are going to be successful this year, they really have to continue taking advantage of this easy schedule. Losing 2 out of 3 to the Orioles is the only blemish right now in my mind of where they need to be. They haven't really faced many tough teams outside of the Jays so far. I think the Yankees really need to continue to capitalize on this, and there's no excuse. They have to win the next couple series.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, minimum next time we sit down to record on Sunday night, they should be 4-2. I mean, there's really no excuse to be
minimum.
There's really, like you said, there's no excuse not to be. I mean, you're playing Kansas City, you're playing Baltimore. You really should be 5-1 as we sit here to record on Sunday night. But everybody that stayed in the chat, everybody that's been here with us live,
we love you, even Jason.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everybody. Your continued support of the show. Episode 279. As we said earlier, go to patreon.com/NYYST. I will do Patreon probably after Wednesday's game. I usually like to give it a little breather in between the show dropping before we do a Patreon. So look for that after Wednesday's game. Okay.
And don't we have Manscaped right now? Because I'm wearing the fucking shirt, dude.
I don't know. Okay.
I think our promo code is NYYST20.
Okay, it is. Okay.
And I'll tell you what, we have our event coming up. Anyone who's still watching or listening, we have our event coming up June 25th, right?
Yes, and NYYST is rolling 16 deep in a fucking bus, dude.
If you want to join the bus, do we have room on the bus or no?
The bus is fully packed. The bus
fully packed already? Fuck, dude. If you want to personalize, if you want SGR at the event to prank call as any of his impersonations to a friend,
$20.
All you have to do is use promo code NYYST20 at manscaped.com. Show us the proof. You can email it to NYYsportstalk at gmail.com or tweet us like a DM.
Yeah.
And SGR will fucking do all the impressions you want. He's like our fucking
puppet. I'm a puppet.
No, he's a circus monkey.
He's our Aaron Boone. He's our Aaron
Boone. If you're throwing tips in the jar, I'll take it.
Okay.
So if you do that, the call is $15. If you don't, it's $25. Okay. We're making money off this either way.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay.
But we'll tweet out the description again later, the link later this week again. If you haven't gotten your tickets, $625 against the Houston Astros.
We got a lot of people coming.
Like we said, NYYST ourselves are rolling 16 deep in a fucking party bus. We're gonna be lit. Okay,
lit. I'm drinking scotch the whole way.
Why?
Because I love scotch, dude.
Nah, dude, this is not a
scotch my belly.
This is not a scotch party.
It's a beer party.
It's a beer
party.
I
can't take in carbs right now though. But I will soak in all the carbs.
Bro, we still have 2 months. Okay. I've been in reduction for 4 weeks now. Okay.
Reduction.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called reduction. Okay. But for the event, I'm going wild, bro. I'm doing it all for the event.
Wow. I've been the opposite of whatever.
I can almost
reduction
hear
is.
you getting fatter.
I'm on a bender.
You're
That
on
was
Bender?
my Tommy Boy
Yeah,
reference.
yeah, there it was. Waiting for it.
All right, so follow us on Twitter at NYYST_podcast. Thank you for your continued support of the show. Episode 279 is in the books. SGR, I love that smile, bro.
It's Kia.
You could have just dropped your tagline right there. And
I was gonna, but I
He was waiting for me.
Go Yanks.
Chris, say goodbye.